Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 22nd, 2018, 222. A lot of twos in that date. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Be a 20%er. We're going to be talking about 20%ers and 80%ers. Check out the link section below. Get your Trezor, Ledger Nano, all that stuff. We're going to this is a very special show. It's an extra show. I might do a full show all about what's going on in the news, but this a little later on. But right now, I just want to talk about this Venezuelan Petro thing because it needs some clarification. It needs some simplification. And we're going to actually talk about it on This Week in Bitcoin at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. Maximo from Venezuela is going to be on the show. BTC Joe is going to be on also, and Ken Bozak is going to be on. So tune in on Friday, right here on this very channel, 6:30 p.m. for more about what's really going on in Venezuela. But we're going to have other information. There might be other shows between now and then. Who knows how much stuff is going on? Marcelo de Mello sent me €2. He says, strong hand. Thank you, Marcelo. All right, so let's jump right into this Venezuelan Petro thing. Again, I don't want the government of Venezuela to benefit from this. I want the people to become financially free, okay? And let the 80%ers of the world fuel the wealth of the smart people in Venezuela. So let's get into what that really means. There are a lot of people that are ripping on the Petro, saying, well, is it on Neo or Ethereum or what is it? Is it centralized? Is it this? And just ripping on it technically and et cetera. Is it really pegged to oil or not? Who cares? All right? Who cares? As long as it really exists. If this exists in an electronic form and the Venezuelan government can A, get it to their people, and B, get it on exchanges somewhere, preferably Asian exchanges, which don't give a darn about what they list, okay? There are plenty of them out there. They're sketchy as anything. They don't care about sanctions or the U.S. government or this government or that government saying that you can't carry an official state currency. They don't care. So that's all the Venezuelan government really has to do. And I know the Venezuelan government is probably inefficient as anything, and obviously they're in horrible shape. They know nothing, very little about finance. They've created a hyperinflationary situation with the Venezuelan currency, with the bolivar. Okay, but if they could just simply get it on exchanges out there and get it into the hands of their people, and it's real, then we got something going on. Okay, because the people of Venezuela will then be able to send their petros to those exchanges where the 80% of the developed world hangs out, okay? 80%ers are people who they don't have long-term thinking. They have short-term thinking. They're like pack animals. They go with what's ever cool. And they're going to see, ooh, an official state currency, Venezuelan Petro? Other people are buying this. I better buy this too. So they are going to squander their precious Bitcoin on this Petro, okay? So yes, the government of Venezuela will sell their Petros for Bitcoin to foolish 80%ers all over the globe in the developed world. But the people of Venezuela will be able to do the same thing. It will be a transfer of dumb money to the people of Venezuela, who the 20%ers in Venezuela, who will know they want the real thing. They want the Bitcoin, okay? This is a way to, and it's really simple. It's really that simple. If it's built on Ethereum, if it's built on Neo, whatever, as long as it's there and they can get it on an exchange. The 80%ers buy anything. They bought BitConnect, for God's sakes. Even though everyone's warning them, do not buy BitConnect. They buy it anyway, okay? So they'll buy the Venezuelan Petro also, okay? Trust me. That's just That is the incredible wealth of the developed world, that we have these 80 percenters. They blow their money on every little thing. That you give them $10, they spend $11. Great. Great for them. We're 20 percenters. We're long-term thinkers. We pound that like button. So pound that like button. Check out the notes section below. Subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of talk. Check out yesterday's show, by the way. I had a beautiful rant at the end that had nothing to, well, it had something to do with cryptocurrency. So check that show out. But anyway, going back to Venezuela, staying on topic here. So this is, so there are people like, how can you talk about the Venezuelan Venezuelan Petro? How can you give it legitimacy? Dude, I am talking about it because this is an incredibly unique experiment in a developing world, a sanctioned developing world country that's totally out of whack financially, trying something completely different and that might take advantage of all the dumb money out there and this is a free world. This is the free market. 80 percenters are free to make the idiotic mistakes that they're going to make. It's about personal responsibility. And people have forgotten what personal responsibility is. Since 80 percenters have totally forgotten what personal responsibility is, they fuel all of this stuff. So why not try to help the 20 percenters in Venezuela create financial freedom for themselves? So if you're in charge of a country like Venezuela, or if you're in charge of Venezuela and you're watching this right now, I'm giving you a warning. I'm telling you, you're opening a Pandora's box. If you manage this correctly, you'll probably be able to hang on to power, but you're going to have to probably change your socialist ways. Now, what most likely you're going to do is you're going to get so greedy is that you're just going to make as many Petro as you can make, okay? And just, you'll inflate that. And the people in your government will start stealing from all the Bitcoin that your government made from selling the Petro. They'll start stealing. Individuals make up the government. So the government will follow. But I mean, you can keep a handle on this if you wanted to, but you won't be able to most likely. Most likely your people will collect the Bitcoin themselves and either leave your country or help fund economic revolutions to take down your governments, which I hope happens. But who knows? Maybe you'll realize you can compromise, and maybe you can stay in power under a fair regime and a no longer authoritarian regime. So this presents an opportunity. This experiment, other countries are going to look at and see, well, wait a second. If Venezuela was able to create this cryptocurrency out of thin air and, prop their government up, become wealthier, avoid sanctions, and they'll just ignore that the people became free. They don't care. The government's another. Then maybe we should do this too. So countries that are poor, like Malawi, I'm just pulling. Malawi is an African country. They have a central bank. They do. Maybe some of them are listening. They would want to print their own cryptocurrency, get it on some Asian exchanges, and let the 80 percenters of the developing world fuel their riches or bail them out. Because this is a bailout of the governments, but it is a way to transfer for dumb money to the people of these impoverished nations. So 80 percenters in the developed nations, you're gonna keep doing what you're gonna do. You buy BitConnect. Probably some of you are still buying BitConnect, but you'll buy the Venezuelan Petro. And I really hope this scenario. I really want to see how this experiment plays out. So I am hoping that the Venezuelan Petro that either ICO'd or sort of ICO'd, it's real. I hope it's real, and that they can get it on some exchanges, and that people from around, all you 80 percenters from around the world will buy it up and speculate, and maybe it'll go up in value too, since it's a game of musical chairs between all of you. And some of you will make money off of it also. Great, as long as the people who get it, who turn in their Venezuelan bolivars for this Petro. And I hope the Venezuelan government says 1 bolivar equals 1 Petro. And I mean, that's going to help the people there a lot. So I'm really looking forward to what Maximo has to say about this on This Week in Bitcoin tomorrow. So tune in again tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Let me see what else I have. Yeah, I said this was a model for other countries. And yeah, and I'm sure people are saying, Adam, this sounds like a total pump and dump. Yeah, it might end up like a total pump and dump if the Venezuelan government just makes an unlimited amount of them, like Ripple style, and people catch on eventually. But look how long it took the 80%ers to catch on. They haven't even caught on the Ripple yet. So if Ripple can get away with it, surely Venezuela can get away with it for long enough to help its people, to get this Venezuelan Petro and turn it into Bitcoin, because it can't beat the real thing. Pound that like button. It's just a reminder. Once you get that Bitcoin, people, once the stupidity tax is taken out on the 80%ers and you get your Bitcoin from them, you hold that Bitcoin. You long-term think that about that Bitcoin. Do not wait at least until the 2020 halving. This is just another lesson in long-term thinking. What else do we have here? Transfer. Okay. Okay. The Venezuelan government experiment. Okay. It is an experiment, and yeah, let's become familiar with this experiment, and let's learn from it. And at the very least, if it all blows up in the end, the people of Venezuela will have become more familiar with how to handle cryptocurrency. They are getting a crash course in cryptocurrency handling, okay? Most people in America, or in North America, in the developing world, they can't handle Bitcoin at all. They're very confused by it. It's very confusing right now. It is very confusing with all the numbers and everything. The Venezuelan people are so broke right now. If they start to see that they can get value from playing around with this Petro, they're going to learn how to use it real quick. They're going to become technologically savvy real quick. So that is another benefit to all this. Before I go, I'm about to sign up. Gregor Kovac sent me $20 in the super chat. He says, Adam, let's be real. This is a way for the corrupt Venezuelan government to launder money. It's money. It's a money grab. Venezuelans will not get Petros. 80% of the population does not where the return button does not know where the return button is on the keyboard. Okay, so if you're saying 80% of the Venezuelan population is stupid, yeah, probably 80% of the United States population is stupid. The 20% is going to be able to figure it out real quick. They're opening a Pandora's box. Yes, Gregor, this is a money grab for the government of Venezuela. Yes, it is. I've been saying that throughout this whole video. It's going to backfire. They're bringing this into their country. The people are going to get a hold of it. There's got to be a Petro to Bolivar conversion at some point. Okay, they are putting this out in the market. We're going to get information from Maximo. They're not just going to hold on to the Petros among a few elite in the government. It won't work that way. They're going to have to distribute it to the people in some way. The people are going to get a hold of this thing. Okay, they're getting a hold of it. So yeah, you're right that the government is greedy. They are creating this to bail themselves out. They've been backed into a corner from the sanctions, and they deserve. And you know what? They brought this on themselves. Okay, the government brought this on themselves from its hyperinflation, from being a communist government, from being authoritarian. Okay. So they've been backed into this corner to create this crypto, but this crypto is going to be distributed. There has to be a way for them to turn it into Bitcoin. It's going to end up on these exchanges. The people of Venezuela are going to end up with it. We talked to Gabriel. Let's see how this plays out. We got to see how this experiment plays out. We have to talk about it. We have to. We have to have the hope here that this is a change. This is definitely a change in the status quo. You cannot argue that. It is a change in the status quo. It is hopefully the opening of a Pandora's box. They're doing it for one reason, but it's going to hopefully bring about something totally different. And again, countries, the people that make up the governments of these countries, they're greedy. They're going to steal from the country too. It's going to get distributed to the rest of the people. Other countries are going to copy. The same thing is going to happen in other countries. Malawi, go ahead and copy. Do it. Any country. And hey, contact me at adam@tresorhelp.com. I can advise you, if you're a country, how to do something like this. I've got ideas how you can create your own cryptocurrency out of the blue, bail yourselves out on the back of the 80%ers in the developed world, because they are free to make their own mistakes. Tor, thank you for the $2 in the super chat. Thank you very much. I will see you in Los Angeles on April the 17th. Everyone remember to come to Los Angeles on April the 17th. The link is below if you want to attend that event in Century City. Tor is a great guy. He'll be there also. All right, so this is all very exciting, revolutionary stuff. And just do not, when you hear Venezuelan Petro, just don't like act out like, oh, it's horrible. No. Indeed, there are some horrible reasons. There are some bad reasons behind it, because whenever a government is involved, there are going to be some horrible things. But this is a Pandora's box. Let us see how this turns out. Let us get this into the hands of the Venezuelan people, and let the foolish 80%ers who fueled BitConnect, who were warned about it, who don't take any responsibility in themselves, who just spend, let them fuel this nonsense too, but let it help the 20%ers in Venezuela. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the notes section below. I will say hello to you guys in the chat right now. Bye-bye.